not gonna like this. Episode 53, Quiet Quitting.
Woohoo!
And if you know the term by the topic, you know what we're gonna dive into today. It's obviously one of the more popular things that is going on in society right now, especially for guys like me and Malcolm's age, of course. So, why not tackle it with the society and culture host if you're not gonna like this? Why not tackle this is right up his alleyway, right up his realm. Um, and that's pretty much it. That's why we're doing it. Otherwise than that, I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. We're gonna go ahead and dive into what we got going on today. So the first thing that we have is what is quiet quitting? Now, according to Google, so we can get this accurate and say what we need to say here, it is when employees continue to put in the minimal amount of effort to keep their jobs but don't go the extra mile for the employer. That is the official definition of quiet quitting. But my first question is, Malcolm, what is quiet quitting to you?
Quiet quitting is, of course, I agree with your definition you just gave, and it's spot on, perfect, chef's kiss. But quiet quitting seems like a new. I would put it in the category as a new phenomenon. I think these younger, our millennial Gen Zers are starting to, see that the promises they were given of, you go to school, get your degree, play by the book, and you'll get a result is null and void now. I think they're starting to see it's all bullshit. Excuse my language, but it's just and when you see that, start slaving a 9 to 5 or 7 to 3 or whatever the case may be that you don't like. Most people don't like their job. Most people our age, older, younger, don't like their jobs. Most people go to school, go to university, get a that they can't do anything with, and end up working a job that they don't like. And quiet quitting seems to be the response, a direct response to um, our job market, a direct response to our economic system. I hate to go get so long winded with it, but that's what I think it is.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with what you said. Like the job market is terrible. I speak on this firsthand, man. Like I got my degree in kinesiology about 3 years ago in December. In December. Well, it just passed 3 years actually because it's February now. So it's just been it's going to be 3 years this December. So I had my degree for 2.5 years. And it took me almost roughly a year and a half to find a job that was good paying. That's key here. Good paying and in my field. Because trust me, if you are a personal trainer and those that can relate to this message, there are a million jobs for personal training always available. It's just they're all commission based. So your sales are your profit. And if you're not getting sales, you're not making any money. And that's not a sustainable source of income. If you want to do that, like when you in college, like a side hustle, you just want to make a little money so you can have something to go. Perfect. That's where you want to be. But when it's your main source of income, it's stressful. It's not something you want. I just got out of a job like early in 2023 with that, and I didn't really enjoy it so much. It wasn't what it cracked it to be. I ended up lasting, over half a year there, but has time gone on, my money that I was making dwindled and dwindled and dwindled to where a point I had to find another job with a consistent salary where I don't have to worry about my overhead and all the stuff that I was doing. Hence that. And on top of that, quiet quitting to me is what Malcolm is saying exactly. It's a new phenomenon. Our parents didn't do this. Our grandparents didn't do this. It was. It's only a thing now because like most boomers and Gen X that actually know and have somewhat of understanding of what's going on know that when, for example, if you worked at Walmart, when you started at Walmart 30, 40 years ago, you could work at Walmart for 30, 40 years, get your pension guaranteed, retirement paid for, you kick back, relax once you hit like 65 or, the new retirement age finna be 70 thanks to Nikki Haley, of course. But but that's just my 2 cents on that. You got your pension paid for. Nowadays, there's no loyalty from the employer anymore. There's no loyalty. Everybody shorts you out. Like prime example, when I used to work at Lowe's, man, they undercut me bad. Like they moved me out of a position without even notifying me properly and just say, you know what, forget it. We're gonna put him here. Let him be where he was. And when I came to him about it and I was upset about it, they was like, well, this and this and this and this, a whole lot of malarkey and BS, of course. And I just sat there and I was like, you guys never brought this to my attention in my entire 6 months of working there previous to the position change. So for all of that to come out now is just like hot air, a lot of hot air coming out. So what ended up happening for me in cashiering was I ended up doing nothing, Malcolm. I don't mean the bare minimum, cuz nothing but scanning items, say, hey, how low you doing, bagging the stuff, and they could not fire me. You know why? They didn't have a justified reason, because look, every time they was like, yeah, we might need to let Gohara go. They checked those numbers, top 3 and everything out here. The only thing I wasn't doing was credit card sales, because I ain't want to talk to nobody about no damn credit card.
For his lowest credit card. Come on.
Yeah, man, I won't talk about that. I remember when corporate came in one day, they asked me, why don't you do it? I lied my ass off. I was like, I don't know how to do it. And I was like, meaning like I know how to do this effortlessly, but I wasn't doing it. I didn't care. Like I was not signed up. I'm not going through all this nonsense, man. I'm not talking about no APR 10%. I don't care about that. Just keep, man. Customer satisfactory, A plus. Scan rate, A plus. That's all I cared about. That's the only stats they cared about. But not to get too much on a tangent, my biggest. I kind of already answered the second question of why it's becoming a normal practice. But what's your opinion on why quiet quitting is starting to become more normalized as time goes on?
It's we fit. Hey, people waking up. That's my short answer to it. People waking up. You know what they people who work hard and do good work are getting punished with more work. I mean, what else you going to do? What can you do?
No promotion, just longer shifts.
Just long, I mean, you sit there, work hard, you try to get growth in your company, and like I said, I understand from an HR perspective where you want to maximize efficiency. Okay, if this person can do A, B, C, B, D, E, F, G roles, then let's have them do it and not pay them or give them a title to them to get the. And this is all. It all goes to Marxism. It all goes to capitalism. And I hate to make it sound like that, but the classes, economic classes, in war with each other. It's just I hate to say it is what it is, but I mean, businesses look to work your ass, squeeze you like a rag, and we look to get as much from the company as we can. But it looks like only one part of that dance is being shown. I mean, long story short, I mean, if that came in and out is promises are broken. Good employees who do work hard are getting penalized or getting more put upon their shoulders, and people who are quiet quitting are obviously reacting to the workforce. I mean, can you blame anybody? I see them working their ass off, and all they get is more work. What are you? I mean, who? What are you going to do?
And another reason why I say it's a normal practice is because the respect level between management and employee is horrific. Like, I use Lowe's again as a prime example. Like, the communication standards within the management were horrible. They would tell me do one thing, and when I would do the one thing, they'd be like, all right, I'm working on the one thing. Then they would come back and tell me, I need you to do this. But I was like, somebody already told me to do this, so what's going on? You got the head cashier, my direct supervisor. Then you got the assistant manager telling me to do something completely different. So it's like, all right, bro, y'all telling me to do two different things. Either y'all can tell me to do this or this. And like me and my head cashier never really got along because she thought I was listening to her directly. I was like, nah, the assistant manager told me to do this. So unless you need to talk to him about what's going on about this, or I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Cause like I'm not gonna get put in hot water because y'all don't know how to conversate. Y'all don't know how to, speak on what y'all got your staff doing. Like that stuff was insane to me. And a lot of times it was like they didn't like my demeanor. They didn't like that I just came to work just to work. Like they wanted me to fraternize. Had fake smile on my face. Hi, how you doing? All this great stuff. You know, politics. I'm not interested in that. I just want my money, my paycheck, and I'm gone. I'm going home. I'm gonna do what I gotta do and I'm gonna leave. That's pretty much how it was. I don't like. Let's be real. In customer service, these people don't care if you're nice to them or not. These people do not care. They just want to get their stuff and go about their day. That's all they want. They don't. I promise you, 99% of the population that walk into your local hardware store, your grocery store, does not care about you saying hi, hello, how you doing. They don't care about none of that. The only thing that they care about is, hey, can you help me find my groceries or find the items I'm looking for? Check me out in a timely manner. Bag my stuff the way I like it to be bagged. See you later. That's all they care about. But it's a disconnect. That's why it's becoming a normal practice.
It
It
makes me
is a
times
disconnect.
where people like where they're like customers react better if you're standing up the whole time and they don't give like their cashiers places to sit, so they just make them stand. And they'll have some data from the higher up saying, "Hey, well, customers are more likely to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G if you're like, no." Do you and like you just oh, I don't care if my cashier is standing up. I'm probably going to go to self checkout anyway. You know what I mean? Like,
And my legs tired, bro. I'm trying to I'm not just gonna stand in place the whole time. My legs was tired, man. I hated that. I hated that with a passion. Standing there, like Lowe's was one of the jobs where he was standing all day. He was always lifting something, walking somewhere, doing something, always. And nothing wrong with work. That's something that I guess people don't realize. The older generation understand. People think we don't like work. I don't mind working. But you know, it's okay to be accommodated if I'm gonna be somewhere. Like I remember I talked to my front end manager one time, and I told her, I was like, I have no problem with doing the job that y'all asking me, but is it at least an expectation of me to be somewhat my experience to be somewhat enjoyable if I got to be here for 8 hours of the day. I would at least expect y'all to just compensate me something. Like I got to be here for 8, 9 hours of the day. I at least expect my experience to be enjoyable. Like I don't have to. I don't have to do all the things y'all are asking me. Like I can just sit here and do the exact tasks y'all asking me, just scan and move on and just leave it at that. But then y'all can look at me like, oh, you don't work for the team, you don't do that. So it's like you gotta pick your poison. And that's something I feel like a lot of people don't understand now. Like, you know, she was a nice girl. She was a nice boss. She was really good, but she understood her higher ups were terrible. She knew her higher ups were like, yeah, I understand your frustration, but it's like ain't nothing I can do. Like this coming from above me. Like I can't really help you.
it all comes down to leadership, literally.
Yeah, leadership. Your leadership sucks in your store. You need to quit today. But get another job first. Get another job first, then quit. All right. Don't do one before the other. Okay. Get the job first, then quit. Don't quit without a job because then you got no money. And the job market sucks. So there's no guarantees you're gonna find that job. So suffer just a little bit longer until you get that until you get that employment letter. We are gonna hire you for this, and this, and yada yada. Your start date is that. Once you get that, resign immediately. Don't walk back. I know when I left Lowe's, I called out twice. I called out my last 2 days. I was like, I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there. She was like, "You calling out?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm calling out. I'm not coming back." Once I got that Amazon job, see ya. I was gone. Didn't even think about it. Went right to those long shifts.
Man, it's
But
so funny this back bag because I'm thinking about the time. You remember when you was working at Walmart, dog?
Walmart, yeah, it was which part? Appomattox or when I was up here? Yeah, man, them 2 to 11s, dog. I'm for that. I mean, that 4 to 12, bro. No, sir. That 4 to 12 was sinister, man. Getting up at 2:30 in the morning to drive 40 minutes down the street was ridiculous, bro. I don't. Never in my life, man. Look, I remember I switched shifts, and my mom was like, "Why'd you switch? You gonna have longer hours?" I was like, "Anything's better than waking up at 2:20 in the morning to go to work, bro." Like 2:20, bro. I can't even get a good night's sleep, and I gotta go to sleep and it's summertime too. So you know the sun will go down till 9 o'clock. So you was like 5 hours of sleep, 8 hour shifts, trips back. No. Give me the 2 to 11. You know what I did, Malcolm? I used to wake up in the morning, get my breakfast in, And man, look, I watched the whole Avatar series on Netflix when it first dropped. Every morning, I watched the whole series, the whole month while I was out there. I got homework done late nights. I was like, yeah, this is perfect. Much better, much more easier to operate with this schedule. That 4 to 12, unless you live right around the corner, cancel it. It's not for you. You don't want it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, they don't pay you enough for it, man. $12 an hour ain't worth me trying getting up at 2 a.m. to go to work. No. No, absolutely. I'm sorry, but as you can see, I practice quiet quitting multiple times. You know, I'm no foreign to the subject. I look, man. One thing to show, man. Once I lose respect for you and you get on my bad side, I'm just gonna do whatever I gotta do so I don't get fined. Word to Marshawn Lynch, man. That's just honesty. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it a bed. I'm gonna keep it a bed. But Malcolm, if you practice quiet quitting in any form of fashion over your time, as an employee of these corporations,
Walmart,
Dad, Walmart was that bad?
bruh. No, it was just like I said. It all comes down to leadership, bro.
I feel
And
it.
but that was probably my worst job, dog.
Yeah.
And it all comes down to like I can talk to other people who were employed by the company, and they be like, "It's great, blah blah blah." But just my experience was, but every other job, I mean, it was cool. I mean, it was cool. Just Walmart, it's like, bro, because that bro, being micromanaged, being
Terrible.
micromanaged when you are meeting quotas or exceeding quotas is probably one of the most frustrating things as someone if you're working in that type of work. You're meeting your quota or exceeding it, but you're still getting look. Like, what? Come on now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, now micromanaging is like absolutely horrendous. I mean, I remember when I worked at my last gym, and my boss, she was like, when my supervisor came, she was like, I don't want to micromanage you, and the general manager of the company was like, oh, please don't say that. I hate that word. Like, no, you don't want that. We don't want micromanaging. We don't want that. Because micromanaging means you critiquing every little thing that person is doing, no matter if it's good, bad, or ugly. You always on their case for no reason whatsoever, just to be like, I'm manager, you gonna do this, and I'm just gonna rock out. That's micromanaging. It's one of the worst ways to do anything. Like if you want to make somebody unhappy, micromanage them. I bet you they'll quit within the next 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Promise, quickly.
Yeah.
But you know, obviously we've practiced it. You know,
Yeah.
the next question was if you hadn't practiced it, would you? But
I would.
we've
Yeah.
already did it,
Yeah.
so we're guilty. We're guilty. Clearly guilty of it. And there's nothing wrong with it, man. Look, my biggest advice to everyone out there is, man, you gotta find your peace. You gotta find your happiness within whatever job setting you in. Like I said, the job market is terrible. We all know it's bad, it's not good. Do not go out here quitting jobs just because you can, because then you will be broke and you will have no money. And it's another issue out here because they are now criminalizing homeless people. So be careful your steps that you take. Be careful. Be careful the steps you take. Be careful. You don't want to go down a deep dark path. Like things that are going on now behind the job market and things the way they treat people when they quit these jobs, ain't looking good. Also, if you practice quiet quitting a lot, if you don't like jobs, I feel like this has to be said. Lie on your resume. Seriously. Do not tell these people you quit all these jobs. I hear it so much. Like, oh, I didn't get this job because I told them that I was at 6 jobs in the span of 2 years. Of course you didn't get it. Who wants to hire you? You go from job to job in 2.5 months. By the time you learn the process, they got to get back in the hiring booth and be like, all right, we got to find somebody else. No, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. Go out there, finesse your way, man. Just do what you got to do, man. Like put the job that you only been there for the longest. If you had a job for 6 months, 7 months, put that on your resume. That looks better. Don't put the 2 month on there. 2 months don't look good. That don't look good for nobody.
That's
Seven
good.
months, 8 months. My rule of thumb is most times I'm at a job for roughly, this is my average. I'm at a job for about 7 months to a year. Normally. I think the longest one I was at was Amazon delivery driver, and I was there for over a year because I had good bosses. The bosses were great. They were great people. We did cookouts, a lot of stuff taken care of us. My man bought me a Chipotle card one time because I came out there and did OT. Great guy, top tier dude. I would work for if the job itself did not suck, I would work for them anytime, any given day because they were just good people.
And that's because you had good leaders.
Yeah, they were just good people. So like most times, and it's a direct correlation. Better leadership, happier the employees, the longer these people stay at the job. Like the company I'm at now, most people say they're there for 2 years. Why? I wonder why they're there for 2 years. Good leadership, good treatment, you gonna stay. That's
Yeah.
bottom line. It all comes down to leadership. So to all my new managers, old managers, managers of the past, future, and present, take care of your people, man. Treat your people with the utmost respect. And I promise you, your job will be easier. You don't have to micromanage. You don't have to ask your employees to be better. They're going to automatically do better because they're going to automatically have a baseline level of respect for you. Hence, they're going to do their job at a higher level. But obviously, pick your poison. Don't be too passive aggressive. I done dealt with the passive aggressive manager. Those people suck. They're not good because they let you bypass all of this and then they be like, no, let's stop. We're not doing this anymore. Be wary of those guys. You don't want that manager either. You want a manager that's going to hold you accountable every step of the way, but treat you with the utmost respect at the same time. Know the difference. Know the difference. That's my biggest thing. Know the difference. Don't go out here working for somebody that's overly aggressive or someone that's passive aggressive. You want someone that's like right down the middle, silver lining. They passive over some things, but they're aggressive over the things that they need to be aggressive over that, dictate your job. Like being on time and make sure you're doing your work that you need to do. And, they're not letting you cut corners about that. They want you about that, but if you eating in your office space, they're not gonna trip over that. That's something like that.
Yeah.
Apple versus oranges. So that's something like that. So, like I said, I won't go hold you guys long. I'm gonna dive in and get into this very quickly. So my next question is, Malcolm. My final and last question is will the employee supervisor relationship ever return to what it was?
No, no. And the
No.
reason that is because now I think there's quiet quitting now. There,
Yes.
for every action, there is a reaction. So
Never lied.
the see, see, and it's just going to go back and forth. So no, it's not better or go back to normal. Everybody's trying to find a way to squeeze the most juice out of individuals, and that's just what it is. He trying to how can I get the most out of this company? Because I'm not gonna make it personal. People do not care about the company that they work for. Back, grandparents, great grandparents, they're like, yes, I'm proud. I'll stay here for 15 plus years. That was never unheard of. Now, like you said, a year you're done, 2 years you're done, 6 months you're done. And that's because, like I said, who's really proud of the company or the benefits that. And I mean, there's few and far and in between. But long story short, no, because
Me,
it's going to go back. Companies are going to try to find, okay, how can we react to quiet quitting? They'll have something, and then finally the employee will think, well, all right, react to that, and it's just going to be a bunch of for every action there's a reaction. The seesaw just going to tilt, 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 tilt until
yeah.
unless you've got a labor union, then I guess you'll probably be fine. But most,
Shout out UPS for getting that labor union, man. I wish I'd have had it when I worked there. Yeah. Paying them drivers 6 figures, man. That's a tough job out there living all them damn packages. Let me tell you, son. That's some heavy shit, dog. Y'all be ordering some heavy shit. I'm telling you, cat litter sucks. Water sucks. Please stop ordering that through your delivery service. Go to the store and pick it up. Please. That shit sucks to load in your car. That shit's like 60 pounds, bro. And y'all be having these long ass driveways I'll be walking up. No, no, no. Please help your driver out, man. If you order cat litter, give him somewhere to put it. Don't have him walk up that long flight of stairs, walking up 3 flights of stairs for that cat litter. Come on, man. Look out for your brother, man. Look out. So shout out to the labor unions for getting my brothers at UPS paid, please. By any means necessary. By any means necessary. I mean,
and I like to say this too. I think a lot of people want to identify with, well, I'm not an employee. I want to be an entrepreneur, a business owner. And while some people do that, the reality is it's almost like, yeah, well, one day I'm gonna be famous, TJ. I'm gonna be famous, TJ. Well, guess what? You're not famous yet. So I am going to stick by policies. Well, let's make it political. I'm gonna stick by laws, policies, possible bills that help me in my situation now, hopefully, so I can have a better situation in the future. I'm not just gonna say, well, I don't want to work for nobody and not have a job.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely not. Look, man, the entrepreneurial the entrepreneurial stuff is cool and all, but Robert Kiyosaki said it best: self-employment is not the best route to go. It's not always the best route to go.
Yeah,
It's
it's,
not.
because some people say, oh, especially in this the day age, everybody, oh, well, I'm like, if it was easy, everybody would do it and succeed. And not even that. Some people don't have the personality for it. And people also need to understand this. Owning a business comes with its own set of headaches. Just like an employee
What?
has its own set of headaches. You pick your poison.
Yeah, yeah. I 100%, I 100% agree with it. Like, respectfully, I don't mean to throw shots, but stop listening to B. Simone, man. Look, 9 to 5s, we need to stay. You stay right there. Stay right there. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that, man. Look, I got ambitions. I want to own my own gym someday. I want this podcast to be the greatest podcast the world's ever seen. But until that day comes, I will clock in and clock out respectfully. I will clock in and clock out like I need to. Because at the end of the day, I got bills to pay. I got stuff that I want to do in the current time and frame in my life. I don't want to have to wait 25, 30 years to enjoy something that I wanted to do 25, 30 years ago. If I
And
want to go on vacation this year, I want to have the money to do that. And when my other, ventures finance themselves and go to the next level, then we're going to use that money to finance something greater. But it's nothing wrong with having a job, man. Like, so I understand quiet quitting is popular, but this is not a PSA to go quit your job. This is not what that is. We're just addressing the fact that quiet quitting is a thing. It's happening because of poor leadership. It's happening because of the lack of transparency between employers and employees. It's a trend that's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger because of the lack or desire to want to have a good relationship with your employees. Like,
think about it too. What job wants to fire you? Because if you get fired, you can go to that unemployment office. So, like I said, there's companies are thinking of ways already to address. I don't my damn doing the bare minimum. So, just food for thought.
hey man, and one last thing, I had this last memory of Lowe's about when he was talking about staying 2 years, 1 year, and all that good stuff. I remember when me and the other cashier, man, he was a cool dude. We had got along, man, and we were joking about it. He was like, we saw people wearing the 5 year tags and the 3 year and the 1 year tags. We laughed at that. We was like, yeah, that'll never be us, bro. We're never doing that. If they give me that 1 year tag, I'm throwing that out. I'm not doing that. Nah, I'm not wearing that proudly. I'm good off that. No, sir. No, sir. So we used to joke about that a lot. Every time we was like, you wearing that 1 year badge, you get it? No, nah, I'm good off that.
You want to wear
No.
that badge, TJ?
Oh man, I don't want to wear that badge, man. I don't care about them people that much. What I get an extra bonus in pay because I wear the 1 year badge. 1 year badge. I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't. I get pay raises. I got pay raises when I was there and I didn't have the 1 year badge. So why would I wear it now? Ain't nothing gonna change. Ain't nothing gonna change, man.
Proud of your
But
company. I'm
but
just,
that was what happened.
I'm just talking.
I ain't hear you. That's why I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I
But
just proud to wear your 1, 2, 3 years. I see, but
no
like I
sir.
said, the older people that do that.
No, sir. No, sir. I'm good off it, man. Look, man, just be glad I came to work today. That's what you need to be glad for. I didn't have to come. I could stay home. I could have called out. I got sick leave. I got hours. I could have called out. Could use that. Been okay with life. But, nonetheless, that's pretty much all we got for quiet quitting. Biggest thing advice, biggest thing, how we get down is remember, if you have a problem, read your policy. I got a few last tips. Read your policies, people. Look, if you feel like your employer about to finesse you, read those policies. Know what they can do, what they can't do. Understand your rights as an employer. Please do those things because that will help you. I feel like I've said this before because I feel like we talked about job relations before in previous episodes, so I'm repeating myself. Read your policies. If there's a way to develop a relationship with your employer, try to do that. If there's a way. Now, if he or she not having it, then hey, that's on them. They probably gonna lose you in a short amount of time. That's just on them. That's their fault. But if there's a relationship willing to have it and they're willing to be transparent and honest with you, build that relationship. Sometimes it can work for the better. Because if you're friends with the manager, you can get some extra benefits of people, some things other places might not get. That's just sometimes you scratch somebody else's back, you may get a couple rewards, a couple gifts that people that they'll do for you because you made an effort. So we understand as a whole here that quiet quitting is a thing. We understand that it's bad. We hope that at some point in life that these jobs get better, especially 9 to 5s, because that is the backbone of this country we live in. So hopefully they treat y'all better, because without grocery stores, without your 16-wheelers, without all you lovely people that work these jobs that nobody want to work, we'd be down bad and we'd be out back for sure. So companies, wake up, man. You need these people. You don't want to be stocking these shelves yourself. I promise you, you've been there. You were us once upon a time.
That's
You were
true.
doing this back-breaking labor. Remember what it's like, because when you're short-staffed and you don't got it, you got to go out there and do it. And trust me, once you get one, look, I didn't touch the corporate space. I'm not going back. I'm not going back. Nope, not going back. I didn't reach the promised land. I ain't going back. Nope. Nope, no more Amazon, no more hardback labor for me. I did that from ages 19 to 22. I'm good.
Good.
Good. Nonetheless, Malcolm, got anything else before we close out?
Um, good discussion, good episode, man. But hopefully somebody can take away something. Good
All
episode.
right. Perfect, man. Well, that concludes what we got today, man. Tune in for the next episode. Right now, I'm just recording. What comes to mind at this point. Normally, I have a set schedule. We're trying something a little different this season, so we just gonna rock in, rock out. The goal is to get to 75 episodes. This is 53, so that means we've got 22 more to go. So stay tuned with us. Interviews, regular topics, same thing we've been doing for the last 3 seasons. Just a little bit deeper and a little more in depth. As always, it's your host Ira. Sign off, and we will see y'all soon.